This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 704, King for Just One Day by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com, and I'm your very own personal narrator, Justin Malik, reading to you from some amazing blogs and books to help you optimize your life. But before we get into today's episode, really quick, big thanks to FreshBooks for helping me bring this content to you. FreshBooks is the company I recommend and use for invoicing, time tracking, expense tracking, and more. Come check them out totally free for a month and without entering any kind of payment info by visiting freshbooks.com/living. Now let's get to today's post and start optimizing your life. King for Just One Day by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com. These summer vacations are great. I'm sitting in a 150-year-old house in the heart of downtown Hamilton, Ontario, enjoying the steamy warmth of the Great Lakes area, the lush vegetation and well-tended gardens that only our elders seem to master, and some of the world's best home cooking. During earlier stops on this same trip, I had the pleasure of touring the nicest district of a historic city, drinking new kinds of beer with interesting new people, eating in a stylish Colombian restaurant, who knew those even existed, zooming along the Chicago waterfront in a brand new luxury motorboat, and riding around in the fast and expensive cars of various friends. I've even had the chance to spend quite a few hours playing with the latest gadgets, iPads and the BlackBerry Playbook tablet, new computers, and a gigantic 3D television. All of these things seem pretty prestigious. Each one of them would take quite a bit of effort and money if I wanted to incorporate them into my own daily life back in Colorado. But while I enjoyed each experience to its fullest, I have no plan to copy any of them. And that's because of a trick I have adopted. I like to call it the King for Just One Day method. You see, luxury experiences are luxurious precisely because they are novel. If you ask a kid who has grown up in a waterfront mansion how excited he is about his parents' house, he'll probably describe the experience in pretty mundane terms. As you get used to a new luxury, the fun rapidly wears off. Most of the fun happens right at the beginning. When I bought myself a really fast motorcycle back in 2001, the best riding experience was the first day I took it up into the mountains. If I bought myself that Tesla Roadster I occasionally fantasize about, the peak experience would again be those first few days or weeks of ownership. The fancy boat in Chicago would lose its thrill after the first season, and a fancy restaurant becomes commonplace after a few visits. But that doesn't change the fact that the initial thrill is pretty exciting. And luckily, in our modern and prosperous world, friendly people like you mustachians are likely to be exposed to plenty of those thrills whether you seek them out or not. You might end up in a job where you get to take business trips, bringing your fancy gadgets and special bags onto a jet that can take you to beautiful and distant parts of the planet. You might even get to purchase a salad of seared ahi tuna over a bed of mixed greens with a rich sesame ginger dressing while your employer pays the bill. Others will get a chance to swim amongst tropical fish in crystal clear turquoise seas, or sleep in the home of a very wealthy friend or family member, enjoying a view or amenities that most of our fellow humans could only dream of. Even more fun than sharing these peak experiences offered by others is offering your own. When a friend visits my house for the first time, I'm pleased to provide the insider's tour of some of the world's best snowboarding, mountain biking, brew pubs, and camping and river activities. These things have become commonplace for me, but usually seem pretty amazing to new guests. The key to making the most of these experiences is to enjoy them for what they are without idolizing them as a necessary part of everyday life. All of us have got plenty of neat things to keep us busy in life, and if you take a careful inventory, you'll see that there are already many options you already have that are going unused. So when you experience new things that seem better than the equivalent things in your own life, avoid the temptation to copy them. I don't need to get my own new yacht because I've already rated that best first day courtesy of my friend's new yacht. I don't need to buy a seared ahi tuna salad in a prestigious coastal restaurant every day because I already enjoyed that initial thrill during a business trip. I don't even need other amazing new experiences every day because even amazing days would start to blur together if they weren't properly grounded with days of quiet introspection and other days of good old-fashioned hard work. Lower income people can lose their envy of the rich by learning that a life of constant luxury is not any better than a life of simplicity punctuated by the plentiful novelty that life automatically invents for us. And rich people can lose their slavery to their own wealth by learning that seeking out constant luxury is like listening to a radio where someone flips from one station to the next every few seconds. Listen to the whole song, then listen to the whole album, and if you can handle it, try making some of your own music. Write your own list of the ways that you've got it good, and then dig in and enjoy them all this summer before going out to purchase any more add-ons to your already great life. You just listened to the post titled King for Just One Day by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com. I should have narrated this in the summer. That would have made more sense. Although maybe you're listening to this in the future and it is summer. In that case, it works. Anyway, thank you to FreshBooks for sponsoring this episode. Speaking of purchases, one thing I recommend trying is tracking your expenses, and FreshBooks is great for that. You should try it out. FreshBooks is a cloud accounting company for small business owners and freelancers, and besides having the easiest to use system that I've ever seen for tracking expenses, you can also invoice clients in like 30 seconds and even time track. You're able to track your expenses in their app too, which makes it really easy to track your expenses on the go, much better than using a spreadsheet. You can even take pictures of your receipts in the app and organize them that way. You can try all of their features out for free for a month with no commitment. You don't even have to enter in a credit card. Just come by freshbooks.com/living and enter Optimal Living Daily in the How'd You Hear About Us section. Again, that's freshbooks.com/living. And back to today's post, I definitely agree. All our luxuries do wear off pretty quickly. I think that's why I like to keep things in new condition. Like when I lived by myself, I didn't have many things at all around. And the things I did use didn't show a lot of wear and tear. It felt kind of less like a house and more like a museum in that way. But I don't know, when I'm on my own like that, I tend to keep things super tidy and in brand new conditions so it still feels new to me. I try to keep the inside of my car like that too. The outside, not so much. That'll do it for today. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you in tomorrow's show where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.